Good morning once again. Today we are going to have a topic called as is and to be. Today the topic is as and to be. This is very important part while we are working with the implementation. Like nowadays, people whenever you go for interviews, people asking about have you done any implementation? If you say yes, if you are performing implementation, no problem. But if you haven't, then also you have to answer in a manner that you have done the implementation. Like you should know the phases, you should know the path, you should know the time frame, how much time it will take to complete the initial implementation state, from where we can switch on system from as is to be. As is means the present system. Okay? To be means the SAP system after implementation. Here Here, client will call us. The client will hire us to make a system because whenever any client or company decided to go for SAP, they're already working on any old ERP package. They're working on old ERP package. They just want to move their business. They just want to move their business from old business to the new business called SAP. That is the process as is with today's system. Today is what? 20th of June. Today is for implementation, and implementation ends in the month of March 2024. There is a process of 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, 36 months. It is depending upon the number of modules you are going to implement on the project. The basic modules are MM, SD, FI, Basis, and above. These are the 5 modules which you need to implement and integrate. And the rest of the modules like PP for production manufacturing companies, PS for construction companies, IS reality quality company, IS oil for oil company. Like there are different modules which we need to implement after implementing these 5 modules. These 5 are the basic modules. These are because sale is required, purchase is required, billing is required, accountability is required. So these 5 modules are basic for all the implementation project. Remaining, we have to do SAP. We are into construction. Then they will suggest you to go with PS. If you are going to manufacturing, they'll tell go with PP, production planning. All those are industry specific modules. We already discussed yesterday. SAP supports more than 100 industries. Okay. Now you see the journey between eyes and to be. Journey you start today, ends up after 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, depends. So is known as phases. Is known as phases of implementation. Okay. If somebody asks you what's phase of implementation, you can say the journey between eyes and to be, and requires 5 phases, 6 phases. Like first phase is requirement gathering phase. First phase is requirement gathering phase. Second phase is blueprint phase. Third phase is realization phase. Fourth phase is test and training phase. And fifth phase is go live phase. These are the 5 phases we have in the implementation. Okay. Now we will see in depth what all we are going to do, what all our activities are there in all these different phases. You are not alone as a basis going to implement the project. You have entire team. You have to play your role. Like what's your role? Install the system, create users, take backup, do roles, do transports, do job scheduling, and remove all errors related to basis. This is your part. MM will do configuration of company codes and all. FI will do his part. MM will do his part. SD will do his part. Then you can say our implementation is successfully completed. When you can do testing and training. Who tests this? The client, the customer, the client people testing this and approve. Everything is corrected as per our requirement. Who decide whether it is correct or wrong? We will see phase by phase. First phase is requirement gathering phase. In this phase, what happens? In this phase, we need to gather the requirement about the customer's existing business. When you know the existing business, then only you can put existing business to new business. For that purpose, you should know the existing business. Here what happens? The consultants, because the 20 people, 18 people, 15 people who are appointed for a project like 2 consultant, 2 SD, 3 FI, 2 PS, 5 FFS, 1 basis, team is assigned for a project. Then the whole team visits client place. Why? To know the process of the existing business. This is very important. Otherwise, if you blindly do something, you end up with the errors always. The client will give his inputs. How? Because each client has different process to generate a bill, make the payment, this is the payment, credit bill, depreciation on assets, tax payments. They have got some rules of 4 rules of the business. You have to adapt all those rules into your business. Okay? And try to redevelop the same process in SAP. You have to exist client place, okay, and the existing business, try to redevelop existing business to SAP. That is your duty. So what you need to do, the customer, what will do? Will go and meet the purchase manager. Will go and meet the purchase manager. What customer do? He purchased something, he released something, he took inventory, like he made all POs, PRs, all those things. He see who the MM person see how he does everything in his company by their processes. He write down all the main points in SAP terminology. Then SD guy, what SD will do? He will go and meet the sales manager. What he does is he after manufacturing, the logistics, the transportation, the packaging, how goods deliver from manufacturing place to the customer. That is the duty for the SD. Till packaging, till logistics, till transportation, till delivery, import, till export, everything looks after into SD people. The credit bill, bill of landing, everything is for SD sales team only. Okay. Then the FI. FI is a more a part of confusion. The here require two FI consideration because the most critical part is a FI because here we always deal with a finance. If a finance team does one wrong transaction, your company will end up with nothing in a day one. So here we need to see everything like tax policies, GST policies, their government policies, their tax, their interest policies, their bank interest, everything looks after FI team. Who FI will go and meet head of head of accounts, okay, or chief accountant of the company. Then the main comes the basis. What you will do? Who will you meet? You will meet the IT head, VP head, or the infrastructure manager, IT manager of the company. For what? For what? You, before implementing, before installing something at their place, you should know their landscape very well. You should know their landscape very well. Try to understand their network, intranet, internet, and intranet. Tell me, Varun, what is intranet and what is intranet in your terminology? Any idea? What is internet? What is intranet? Any idea?
Uh, Intranet is like within the LAN, sir, within the company,
Okay.
and internet is like uh, I mean, it's like all over the web.
Exactly. Exactly. Internet means within a building, within a room, within a block. Intranet means outside the building. Like anything goes outside building, the data goes outside means it requires WAN, intranet. Like you work in US, but your colleague works in Germany. Your colleague works in India, Hyderabad, India, Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta. How it's possible? It's possible through intranet. Possible through, but your server has in San Francisco somewhere. But people doing entries from German, South Africa, anywhere in the world, where data goes saved, data saves in your database only. Data will save in your database only. Even People enter transactions from anywhere in the world. That is what intranet. Okay. Even they check with the firewall rules. We don't have firewall. Here we can assign some assign some ports to allow inside the company and assign some ports to outside the company. Because because of this firewall, you can you can restrict the unknown person into your company. Otherwise, your server will be hacked every day. If you keep all ports open, everything open, and you do business on HTTP instead of HTTPS, then what happens? Your whole company, your whole financial transaction will be in other hands in next 2 days. Okay, you have to be very careful while doing a firewall entry. Who does this? You don't take care. The network team. The network team will take care of this firewall. You have to just tell them, open 80, open 443. What is 80? HTTP. 443 HTTPS. 25 SMTP. 3600 this instance one. Like all this you have to just do the number port numbers and 50000 Java port 4237 SUM port 4328 SWM port. Like all these ports you should know what should open, what should not open. Then only you can able to work with the your installation part. So have you done installations, Teja? Have you done installations? Installation what port you use to via SWPM?
4237, sir.
Yeah, how you can use that? We have to open that port via firewall with the help of this your firewall team. You have to write a mail to somebody. He open this port. Otherwise, you're just doing the thing, but things are not working because ports are because that team blocks everything. They open only some ports which are required. Okay. Now they need to check the SSO. Many companies having SSOs, and I think you may also know what SSO means. If you enter into single system, you can enter into all system of landscape, single sign-on, like ADS we have. If you work in Windows environment, you like you work in you log into a laptop with the same password. You log into any other server with the same password. Whatever work you do for company, you are only your ID page Arun Teja. The password remains same for all IDs. I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
That is what SSO in Windows environment. In SAP environment, SSO means is a single sign-on. It's a license based. Do you know SSO is a license based? You have to open some ports also. You want to implement some nodes also, and you have to purchase license from SAP for doing SSO. SSO you have to do for each and every user. It costs, for example, if you have 800 users, you need to send 1 crore rupees for the licenses, 1 or 2 crore rupees for like these licenses. Okay, with this you can say our company is working on SSO. So to implement this, this is implemented by basis consultant only. And here you have to take some IP addresses for next 5 to 6 years. Like because you are going to implement things. Today you install dev server, tomorrow you install quality server, after some days production, then DMS server, then router, then solvent, then third party systems, then printers. For all you require some physical IP addresses. Then you have to book a slot of 30 IP addresses or 40 IP addresses with the network team. These are reserved for you for next 5 years, 7 years. Okay. And this whole activities you have to process in 4 weeks of time. You have 4 weeks to perform all this activity. A manager never calls you with this 4 weeks, but you can complete this task in 1 day also, 4 weeks also. But after 4 weeks, you should know everything about the client. Okay, because your billing has been already started with the company. Now you see the second phase, the blueprint phase. Second phase is the, so what is blueprint? Any idea? What is blueprint in area? Blueprint here, they'll share their knowledge. Whatever they learned in the 4 weeks, they come and share in front of the manager, in front of the project manager. Okay, and they have to discuss about their current project, what they have learned in this last 4 weeks. They made a PPTs, they made a pictorial diagram for the whole flow of the project. Because if you don't know the flow, how are you going to work? If you don't know the flow, how are you going to work? Here you have to make a flow. How, what's the part of MM, what SD will do, what FI will do, how you integrate FI, MM, SD. Okay, they present in the, and they present to this, and they have to present this to customer. Customer, you have to make a PPTs and show the customer, this is what you're going to get output after implementing this project. And customer made few changes because they are the expert. They are doing this business for last 20 years, 25 years. You are the expert, no problem. But customer is more expert than, because they are doing a real-time business with this in last 20, 25 years. They made some changes in PPT. If they require, they'll make. And you have to submit one PPT to them. That is a blueprint copy of the business. Blueprint of the business, what it says, after completing a project, your project look like that. You have to deliver things whichever they are on blueprint. Okay, and this activity they have to complete in 3 weeks. What activity? Go explain the project, present the PPT, take appointment with the client, show PPT to the client, and make changes, and then a final PPT and submit PPT to the client. Because this is a big task, you have to complete in 3 weeks, not possible, take 4 weeks. But this should complete well in time and will, with all points should be covered in properly. So you have to be very transparent while working with the client. Everything should be properly agreemented, written on the piece of paper. This PPT is a proof POC kind of thing. Like is a proof of concept, how your product going to look after the implementation. Now the third phase comes. This is the real phase. This is the realization phase. What is realization phase? Realization means here you try to put everything from PPT to the go live. Like you have, firstly here you have all document on piece of paper. Here all documents in the form of PPTs. Here you have to that put your PPTs into the real time. Means what? If I will take the PPTs, MM will take the PPTs and started working on the systems like client 100, create user master, vendor master, company code, plant, warehouse. This all levels they have to create under the belt of FIMM. SD will create vendor list, customer list, all those things. Okay, and where it shall perform, this could perform in the realization phase. So what is realization phase? I take Excel sheet to explain you all these things in detail. We'll take a sample project of 10 weeks, then we see how project goes. Like we discussed, MM is a compulsion thing, SD is a compulsion thing, FI is a compulsion, ABAP is a compulsory, and basis. These are the 5 modules. This should be there. A small, medium, big project. These are the core SAP modules to be implemented to start your business. Rest of all modules you have to put depending upon on your demand of a business. Here you see we have a we just take examples of 10-week project, and this project, for each project there is a project manager or project head. Okay, so your project is a this is a project, you can say is a starting project. For example, actually the project goes for either 36 weeks, either 52 weeks, 104 weeks, depends. But here we will take example for 10 weeks. You have assembled the project, and here you have project manager or project head, and here you have a team. You have to report to this project manager all the time of the project. So who want to lead the project? The project head will lead the project. If he communicates properly, he can able to deliver the project on time. Not with proper communication, then you will see the big disaster in a project which happens many times. In the life scenarios. So you have to appoint a proper project manager. So we will see two scenarios: how project goes properly and how project go into disaster. Week one, your project being assigned to your team members and you. Now week one, week two, week three, week four, week five. Week six, there is no communication. Still there is no communication between anybody, but everybody is working on the project. No calls, nothing, no meeting, nothing. 6 weeks are gone. Now one point find a project manager called consultant, SD consultant, FI, above. When 7th week starts, he asks for the outputs. What is the work they have done? They tell us we have completed work till 3 weeks. SD says we are on 2 weeks. FI says we are on 3rd week. FF says we are on 5th week. BC says I am on 2nd week. So what do you think in this scenario? Whether you are going to submit a project on time in this scenario? Like from here, you start working for 24/7. You put 10 more consultants, then also you cannot do testing, training, all the parts in this very less time. Means your project goes to be a big disaster for your company. So what is the right policy? When you know a project is in 10 weeks, 10 weeks of time, you have to schedule meetings every second week to know the output, to know the input in the customers. If they want something, give them, ask them where they are, assign them a task. You have to do this, do this, do this. And when your project going to near completion, then you have to take every week meeting. And only 3 weeks are left, 3-4 weeks are left, then every day meeting. Then few weeks are left, every hour meeting. Then you have to take output, you have to take outcomes of the project, you have to take final decision. So if you follow these rules, then only you can able to deliver a project on time or before time. You have to set this on day one and you have to follow this. Okay, it's like a project Bible. You have to follow this every minute of project. If you go to any company where implementation is going on, you see one Excel sheet in front of all consultants. Like on 4th week, he completed 3rd week. He's under fire. Okay, 5th week, they are cover 4th week. 7th week, they are on 5th week. Like they always see this and they work 24/7, 16/7, 8/7, depending upon. But when you reach to 8th week, all consultants should reach to their expectations. Even you need more consultant, assign. You want to remove somebody, remove. Hire somebody, hire. But near to completion, everybody should match up to this. Otherwise, you are not going to implement project or deliver project on time. If somebody not coming to project for 3 days, you need a replacement. All this done on immediate basis. If you wait for him for 10 days, you are almost 10 days back in a project. You almost 10 days back in project. So all these things you have to take care. If somebody wants extra consultant, assign them. Want some more testers, assign them. need one more process and assign them. But get this done properly on time. Why? Because of this communication, you can able to deliver things on time. So this is very important Excel sheet. So I'll send this, keep this for a reference. Okay. But this is a sample model, but the real model is of 36 weeks or 52 weeks. Okay. For small implementation project. Any doubts in this, Teja? Hello.
No, sir. No, sir.
So have you worked on implementation anyhow? Have you worked on implementations? Till now?
Uh, no, sir.
This is the what? A main phase. It take a huge time. Your more of a time will adopted in realization phase only. After that, the main phase comes where you have to do training and testing. You have to do testing and training. What need to be test? Whatever you develop. So here, business consultant want to build a quality system here. Business needs to ready with a quality system because the client people will log into your quality server and they will start testing the things. If they approve anything without testing, they are liable. They have to test each process, process, SD process, FF process, positive test, negative test, regression test, all need to be done. This is going for 8 weeks. This thing go for 8 weeks. In 8 weeks, you have to test all the processes, and if they found any mistakes in process, SD process, or FF process, they have to give it back and done it perfectly because after quality, you have to go live. And this testing phase is done, testing phase is going on for 8 weeks. Side by side, you have to do training phase also. What is the training phase? Because when you implement SAP at a client place where you have 600 people are going to work on SAP, but they are laymen. They don't know about SAP. What is SAP? How SAP works? They don't know how to, what is the transaction code, how to create bill, but they know everything in their old ERP. But new ERP, they don't know anything. So here, the will train how to work in SD will train about SD. FI will train about SD. And what this SC, this base will do, you create roles. Okay, you will create roles like better everything is a basis part. So here, is it possible to train all 600 people because they are sitting around the world? Some company may having 2,000 users also. Is it possible to you train 2,000 people in a time? No. You have to select managers from team. Okay. What manager does? You have to train only the managers. Okay. Who will go and train the rest of people. Like what is the model of training? We have to first 3 weeks we have to continuously train them about all the processes. Next week, 2 weeks, you have to just shadow them. Don't tell anything, just shadow them. If they do any mistake, help them. Okay. Then they will start work independently. From 6th week, 3 weeks, 5 weeks. The 6th and 7th week, they will start work independently on the project. After that, they go to their place. Other 7 weeks, all 2,000 people are ready to work with SAP now. But it will take 14 weeks of time. It will take 14 weeks to train all people, all the employees of your company. 7 weeks for the manager, 7 weeks for the employees. Then once they know the basics, they will start working slowly and steadily. Error comes and they're starting going to learn more things while error comes. This is what training and testing phase. Here, more work with the basis team only because they have to create a system, upgrade a system, and deliver system with all patches and take up backups and create users and roles the very first time. And role should be a module specific. The SD will work only HD roles. Will assign only roles. No SAP all allowed in quality server while testing. Okay, this is what where basis will learn more of a thing. Then the go live phase comes. When go live phase comes here the basis teams need to are started working 30 days before only. Because once you know next 28 is a go live, you have to start working from today itself. Because you have to build the server, build the patches, transport things from quality to production, check all process working fine or not, take backups and restore and see how it works. Okay, you have to see performance of things before deliver system. You have to do kernel upgrade, you have to do patch upgrade. Okay, you have to do pre-installations, post-installations, everything. Then again, you have to create 2,000 users very first step. And you have to create all 6,7 roles which are required to them. Not only that, before assigning roles, you have to test roles with functional team members because they already tested in this this testing phase. They have done some testing. They have to take those rules as a reference and create roles over here. You have to do all these activities in 30-35 days. Here you require a minimum 3 base consultants. The last month, we required 3 base people because one person can't do all these things in a month's time. Okay, like this, you can deliver project on time. This is what go live. Then the main things come when you do post go live support or hypercare support. This nowadays in European countries they use this word hypercare or post go live. What is this? When you give the system, when people enter a transaction in the company, go live is done. The next day, post go live. Post go live means here the functional team members are abapers, a basis learner, lot many things because system is fresh and we implemented all these things bluntly without knowing the process, with knowing processes. Mistakes are coming. Day one, you get 300 errors. Day two, you get 250 errors, like this. But you have to work on this hypercare subject for next 45 days. In this 45 days, you have to eradicate, remove all the errors. The base will get all authorization errors, license errors, certificate errors. All this you have to remove. All this you have to remove. All this you have to remove properly, and before you leave the company to next line, error should be 0. Error should be 0 in place. Okay, this is what as is and to be. Now you see tomorrow when we log in, we will see the landscape, how landscape works. Then we will see the architecture. Then we will see roles of a base admin. Then we will see SAP release strategy. Then we'll start work with the servers. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more thing. We have one more thing called sizing. Okay. All these theory parts will complete one by one. Okay. Then we'll jump on to the live server. Most probably from next Monday, we're going to start working on the live server. If you want, you can take this. I'll send these documents to you right away. You just see document and see something on this landscape. See something on architecture of SAP. So if you know well before, then we will discuss. No problem. If you know, don't want, tomorrow we will discuss on the live session how this is going to work. And from Monday, we will get server access and we are going to create our roles, users, profiles, parameters, backups, restoration, all these things one by one, tools and Oracle. The main part Oracle, we have a 6 to 7 topics on Oracle. Okay, every aspect of Oracle, no issues. Any doubt? Anything would you like to ask me for what we have done today? Hello?
No, sir. No, sir.
Good to go. Okay, no problem. I'll send today's document, yesterday document to you, videos also. Just go through, and tomorrow when we logged in, just please come up with some errors and some of the points from your side on a landscape. I give a hint. Tomorrow is topic landscape. Come with some points on landscape. I do some hints. single system landscape, two system landscape, three system landscape, and the four system landscape, like dev quality production and the pre-production. This is the topic going to be tomorrow. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll join tomorrow. Now we'll go slowly topic to topic. When you go to live server, if you're comfortable, we'll cover 2 topics in a day. If not, we'll go 1 more topic each day. And session will be between 45 minutes to 1 hour each day. Okay?
Okay, sir.